Okay, here's a postcard with some funny birds on it. It says, "Greetings from Sean Henryville. Please enjoy this postcard I purchased from a flea market in Iceland in 2019. Been watching Welcome to the Basement since Nanook and Beer and Board Games even longer. Your show inspired me to start a movie podcast earlier this year with my friend Josh called Your Mother Ate My Dog. I love referencing quotes from your show to people who have no idea what I'm talking about. Do either of you ever bring out the rest of that was obscured by post office gobbledygook. That was Jesse from Victoria, BC. Sean Henryville.
Sean Henryville.
Our taste in film may seem destructive, but this is a productive dialogue. Damn it, your mother ate my dog.
Well, hello there. It's Jesse here, along with Josh, my co-host. There he is, present. Yeah, that clip was from a YouTube show that I've been watching for a long time now. I think going like maybe 8 years or something. Partly the inspiration for this podcast, as you've just heard. And they two friends that sit down and watch movies and talk about them. And then they also have a segment that they do where they open like fan mail and stuff. And people send them postcards a lot because one of the guys who is the co-host, he collects postcards. And I've been meaning to do that for like 5 years. And finally, I decided to send in a postcard. And there you had it. You heard it there. They read it off. It was kind of neat. And yeah.
Should we steal that idea? Should we get people to send us stuff?
Yeah, basically, I'll go into work and Greg will just hand me a postcard.
Well, not even like a postcard, like a $5 bill. You write a note on a $5 bill and then you send it in. We'll read it.
Yeah. We'll take a $100 bill. We'll read it every episode.
Great idea. This is episode 40. A little year in review. Not only is this the end of the year, 2022, this is the end of our first year as a podcast, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very exciting. It's like our first bonus episode, except we're releasing this as a normal episode.
Yeah. Basically. Hey, Josh, I got a question for you.
You betcha.
What do you think about the name of our podcast?
Your Mother Ate My Dog?
Mm-hmm.
I think that, one, it's great and it's weird and it's original, and we also can't change it,
right?
Because
we've gotten a year into it. We can't start brainstorming new names.
What was the original name we wanted to name the podcast?
I think it was going to be Cat Dead Details Later.
Right.
Which is from a movie called The Reanimator, which we both enjoy. But we got to find we got a quote from another movie that we both enjoy, perhaps even more than Reanimator.
Well, how do you feel about the name?
I think it's great for all the reasons you just said.
Okay, that's good. One thing I want to do maybe in the new year at some point is update the logo a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe get like a professional logo done or something.
That would be good.
Not that our logo isn't great. It's just maybe it's time for a refresh.
We could do that. We could do those logos where like there's a picture of us in the logo, you
know? Maybe.
And then we could just have we could hire a zombie dog or something to pose beside us.
Yeah, I could look into that.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a new mic off the internet. So by the time our next episode comes out, episode 41, I should have that new mic and I should sound just as good as you do.
Oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah, it wasn't that expensive. I think it's one of those Yeti ones.
Oh yeah. Yeah, those are solid.
Yeah, those are solid. For sure.
Mhm.
For sure. So we will talk about the past year. But first, I wanted to talk about, let me just get rid of all this Eon Flux stuff.
Yeah, we definitely aren't recording this immediately after the Eon Flux episode. Don't be fooled.
No, it's not the same day. But I don't just watch movies for the podcast. I have a collection of movies that I've also kind of given scores to outside of the podcast.
Mhm.
So I've watched 36 movies this year that were not podcast related, plus 39 movies this year that were podcast related. What's the math on that? 75 movies. Is that right? But that list will I'll have to add some more to that list. As you know, we have our Christmas and stuff where we have to watch movies that I've never seen before.
Right. So is this just quickly, is that a list of movies that you haven't seen before?
These are lists of movies that I've not seen before. So I guess I have seen movies that I've seen before, but I haven't written them down and scored them. But these 36 movies are movies that I haven't seen before.
Okay.
This year, the first time.
Okay.
There's probably not many movies on here that you would have seen as well.
Well, I can look at your list here.
They're all like couple movies. Some like Top Gun Maverick. I don't know if you've seen the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, but I
I
watched
saw the first one.
two of those three movies
Oh.
for the first time. But my number, I'm going to give you my 5 best movies for 2022.
Okay.
I mean, you're looking at it right now, but
Yes.
the people who can't look at it. And I will start with number 5. Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings. I had not seen that movie until this year, pretty recently.
Mm-hmm.
Very surprised. I've heard good things about it, but I watched it and it was very good. I gave it an 8.1 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
Number 4, the movie Nope. Jordan Peele's third movie of the Get Out and the Us franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. More like Yep. 8.2. A movie I know that you have seen.
Mhm.
My number 3 movie. Well, I guess tied for number 2, technically.
Yeah.
The French Dispatch. I didn't watch it in theaters.
Right.
Wes Anderson movie. Maybe one of the best Wes Anderson movies I've seen.
It's up there.
8.4.
Yeah.
A movie that people may be very surprised to hear. My second best movie of the year. How to Train Your Dragon. That
It's
movie
a good
brought me
movie.
close to tears. Very emotional.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Very animated as well. 8.4 as well. My number 1 movie of the year. Just a wild movie. Came out in 2022. What a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Barbarian. I definitely recommend that you watch this movie. I think it's on something.
Mm-hmm.
Prime or Crave. It very unpredictable movie. A lot of twists. Just a fun horror movie.
Okay.
Barbarian, 8.5 out of 10.
It's pretty good.
Worst movie of the year? Uma, which means mother in Korean, I think. It's also a horror movie, not good.
A Korean horror film?
Well, no, it stars Sandra Oh,
Oh boy.
who is, so it's like a North American film, but
Okay.
they just happen to be Korean.
Okay. Gotcha.
Not my second worst movie of the year, Senior Year, which I did talk about on the podcast at some point.
Yeah.
Rebel Wilson,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in a coma. She
Right.
comes back 20 years later to relive her senior year of high school. Not great. And then Pinocchio with Tom Hanks.
Right. It's Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yes, not good. There is a new Pinocchio, a Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio. It's like I don't think it's claymation, but it's like it's animated in some sort of way,
Yeah, huh?
which looks a little better. But
Yeah, that Pinocchio that you're talking about, I've heard pretty bad things.
yeah, not great in the least. Do you remember any movie that you've seen this year that you thought was either good or bad?
Yeah, there's not a ton of movies that I watched this year that weren't podcast related. I did just watch a movie called The Hitchhiker. Came out in like the 50s. Black and white movie. Was it black and white? Yeah, it's black and white. That's pretty good. But besides that, I'm kind of drawing a blank. I can't remember too many more movies I've seen this year that weren't, podcast related. I'm sure there's some in there.
Is a 1953 American film noir thriller, 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, an hour and 11 minutes long.
That was one of the big appeals for me. It's like, I kind of want to watch a movie, and I was like, I don't want to invest too much time into it. Hour and 11 minutes, right up my alley. That's perfect.
Frank Lovejoy was a man's actor name.
A man's actor name?
The guy's real name. He's also an actor.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, besides that, I mean, did The French Dispatch come out this year?
I would think it did.
I can't remember.
2021.
Oh, okay. So I wouldn't have watched that this year. I did watch that because I watched that in theaters. Definitely didn't watch that.
Came out October 21st, 2021.
And I didn't find myself at the theater too many times this year either, I don't think.
I've been to the theater one time since 2019. Yeah. And that was very recently when I saw Smile.
Oh, yes.
What did I give Smile? Smile was better than I thought it was going to be. It was my 11th best movie.
7.5.
7.5. Equal to How to Train Your Dragon 2, and that was a good movie too. It's no Spider-Man though.
No. Certainly not.
Okay. Well, that's not what people want to hear. They want to hear about what we've already done on this podcast.
Yeah, enough of the movies that they didn't even hear about.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking we do is we do our top 5 favorite movies of the year.
Yeah.
Because who wants to talk about the worst ones? But like, we do it like, I'll say my 5th favorite, and then you say your 5th favorite, and then we do that until 1.
Okay.
Are you prepared for that?
I am prepared for that.
My list isn't necessarily score related. Like, it's not my top 5 best scores. It's just like movies I really liked.
Okay. Yeah. I like that idea.
My top 5 favorite movie of the year. Number 5, Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam. It's like, sometimes you take swings and you miss on these old kind of bad VHS movies. Chud comes to mind a little bit. You like Chud though.
Yeah, I did.
But Silent Night, Bloody Night, I guess, is the most recent one. But Dr. Otto and the Riddle of the Gloom Beam, big earnest guy. He carried it. Not bad.
That's fair. It's a good choice. I wasn't quite as kind to that movie as I recall, but I do like Ernest. That was a big part of it. That's for sure. Number 5 for me, it's a little movie called The Muppet Movie. That was I wish I had seen that many years ago. Would have loved it then, but I loved it. I loved it now. Just a super feel good movie with lots of nice songs and all those characters you're nostalgic for. That's it. That's my number 5.
Well, maybe when you're around your family this holiday season, you should watch another Muppet movie.
This week, I'm definitely planning on watching the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Very nice.
Yes, it's on the list.
My fourth favorite movie of the year, which I'm sure is also going to be on your list, is Old Boy.
Mm.
Old Boy, a surprise. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was.
Mm-hmm.
Tremendous movie.
Very good movie, definitely. Number 4 for me is not actually doesn't follow along based off the score I gave it, but more of like in retrospect, I think it's definitely has to be in the top 5. For me, that was Con Air. That movie just what a wild movie that was. There's lots of crazy crap going on and over the top acting, but like all in the best way possible. It's like funny and weird and gross and entertaining all at once. That's number 4.
Looking back, though, it's crazy like how high of a score we gave this movie. I gave it an 8.5, and you gave it a 7.75,
Mm-hmm.
which this is higher than the Muppet movie.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little controversial, I guess, maybe, but I don't know. I thought it was just a lot of fun.
We went with our hearts.
We did.
Number 3 for me is a movie I know will not be on your list. It's Palm Springs.
Right.
Maybe because it's the middle of December and it's snowing hard outside right now. And the word Palm Springs brings warmth and sunshine into my life.
Mm-hmm.
But really, it was a wonderful movie, and I will forever love it. So, Palm Springs number 3 for me.
Good choice. That was a funny movie. I enjoyed that one. Number 3 for me, definitely got to be Howl's Moving Castle. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a Studio Ghibli movie. And this one I thought was particularly special. I remember really liking the house itself, how like that became like a character, and the story was really interesting. Yeah, it delivered like you expect a Studio Ghibli movie to do, and it very, very enjoyable movie. That's my number 3.
2 of your 3 so far have been slightly animated movies.
Yes, the
Interesting.
Muppet movie is not is that animated?
Well, no, but they're like puppets.
Oh, right. Okay. I was trying to think if there was like a little tiny clip of animation, you know.
Kermit rode a bike.
Yes, that was great.
My second favorite podcast movie of the year. Being John Malkovich.
Mm.
I gave it a very high score.
You sure did.
It was my only 9 of the year. Being John Malkovich. I'm just gonna trust my gut on this one. I liked it quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was weird in the best of ways.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, my second favorite movie of the year, even though it was technically my highest rated movie of the year.
It was definitely a strange one. Very strange, but very entertaining and very different. Yeah, that was a good one. My number 2 movie, it's got to be Old Boy. Very disturbing movie. Very, very well acted. Lots of twists and turns. Scary at moments. Very gory at moments. The gore effects were very good. The story was very good. That movie was damn near perfect. I really enjoyed that movie. 9 out of 10 I gave that.
Yeah, it was, and it finished as our highest
average score.
Highest average score, 8.75. Okay, well, interesting. My number one movie. It may come as a surprise as my number one movie. It may not. I don't know. But The Peanut Butter Falcon. It had everything that I wanted it to have.
Yep.
Shia LaBeouf never has a bad performance. Heartwarming,
Very.
gut wrenching,
Mm-hmm.
just a fun romp in the swamp, if you will.
Yeah, I enjoyed that one a lot too. That was almost, if it were not for the Muppet movie, that would have been my number 5, I think. Both those were both pretty close to me, but yes, that was a good movie for sure. And my favorite movie, which probably will not come as a surprise to you, was Lars and the Real Girl, which I think is, I mean, definitely has become in my top, well, at least my top 10, maybe top 5 favorite movies ever. Just like the perfect story, and it not too, how do I describe this? I don't know. Like a good story of really good messages, a fantastic acting. It touched on subjects that I hadn't really seen talked about in film before, and it did so pretty eloquently. And and I liked how. Yeah, it touched on subjects it did it in a very nice way. It didn't wasn't overblown or anything like that. Yeah, just a very, very good movie.
Which is interesting too, because I didn't really know anything about it when I picked it. I just knew it was about a guy and his blow up sex doll.
Yeah, I knew absolutely nothing about it. And I think that's another part that I like about it. Like, it's so easy to see that going. I definitely remember talking about this when we talked about this movie. It's like you could see it going a certain way, like how it could easily become like, half like a drama comedy or whatever. And like going too far into the comedy realm and it like becoming that sort of thing. But at face value, that's exactly, I mean, that's how you would describe it. A man who falls in love with a sex doll, but it's so much deeper than that, and does a really good job of doing that, delving deeper into the psychology of that sort of relationship.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling, hell of a performance.
Oh yes.
An honorable mention to Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun movie. Waymond. Everybody loves Waymond.
Mm-hmm.
And a movie that probably should have been on our list because it is, and it probably will forever be the most listened to episode of the podcast we have, and that's Primer.
Yes.
Primer got us going.
Sure did.
It sure did. Do you have, I know I mentioned last episode that I have a list of movies that I want to watch. Do you have any ideas for movies for the year 2023? If like you still want to do this?
Oh
podcast?
Yeah, we got to do it. We got to keep going. It's just so much fun. I kind of have like I have a list that's not like I haven't written them down, but they're
it's in
definitely
your
like
head.
It's in my head. And some of the movies, they, I got a busy life. I forget about some of them, and then you see them on, you come across them. And you're like, oh yeah, I need to watch that movie. So it's not like a super solid list, but there's a couple in my head that I want to watch.
That's why I write them down.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. But I do like I do also like having, like when we watch Aeon Flux, like the only reason I picked that movie is because I just happened upon it like in the moment. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I've heard about that movie for years and years, and it's supposed to be not good. And I had to pick it.
And was it good?
In my opinion, it was pretty good. Not perfect, not amazing, but good.
Okay. We also watched a lot of a lot of bad movies.
Oh yes.
Eon Flux comes in at 35th out of 39 on bad movies in our average rating, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then you have a movie like Green Lantern and Twilight and 1 Hour Photo and The Butterfly Effect, all movies that we liked but didn't get a great score.
Right. There's that thing, like, even as much as if you listen to our last episode about Eon Flux, I mean, I go on about all the things I like about that movie, but then I did only give it a 5. So, I mean, yeah, it's weird. Like, you can think about movies like, The Green Lantern. I remember liking it. Like, obviously it wasn't perfect, but I think maybe I liked it in terms of, if you compare it to how it's generally accepted, or like viewed by the public. So, like, people think it's pretty shitty. So, well, I thought it was pretty good. So, but really, I mean, it's not an amazing movie. It's just okay. But I think of it fondly.
Your opinion is all that matters.
I guess so. And then, like, I see some of these movies that we have on here that are pretty down low on our list, like The Haunting. And I mean, when I think about that movie now, I thought I remember it being like pretty good. But I don't know. I like Owen Wilson so much. I guess I just want that movie to be better than it was.
You'll have to rewatch it.
Yeah, I think it really struggled with the effects. I remember the effects were really bad, and the story sucked ass. And I guess in general, the acting was kind of bad.
But you liked the house. The house was a nice house.
Yes, the set. The set was so good. That was easily the best part about that movie.
Wow, what a year.
What a year indeed.
And we're just getting started.
That's right.
Maybe in 2023, we'll have a live episode.
That would be cool.
Well, I think how that would work is we would just have to like watch a movie, have a 2-hour window where we watch a movie together, and then just like go into different rooms and then record.
Right.
That could work.
Yeah. As of now, I can't see us recording in the same room. Maybe it could happen. I don't know. It just feels weird. We've been doing it this way for so long.
It wouldn't be that weird. I think
no,
we
you're
just
right.
have to. Who knows? We might have to get some gold out of it.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Or we would just have to like sit backs together, so we can look at each other.
Not look at each other, but be in the same room. Because we've done, like, with our YouTube channel, Hammer Sauce. There's videos where we were together. I think our chemistry is very good. So I guess it could work for the podcast. Who knows? Well, maybe we'll have to try it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll just have to try it.
Maybe we'll just have to try it. Who knows? Maybe we'll just have to try it.
But not today.
No, not today. You're far away from me, and there's a lot of snow, and it's late at night, and we just can't do it. Just can't do it.
And you're full from all that pizza you had?
Yeah, the pizza and the... Yeah.
What kind of pizza?
It was a frozen pepperoni pizza.
From like Delissio. Oh, Ristorante. Right.
Yeah,
those are
thin
good.
crust.
Thin crust. You got to get thin crust frozen pizza anyways, because like the crackery, those are my preferred one, because you get the thick crust ones and just you don't cook it right and it just tastes like dough and it's a nightmare.
For the frozen, you got to go thin crust. It's just the way to go.
On that note,
yeah, who knew this episode would be ending with a talk of frozen pizza? But here we are. You never know what you're going to get on Your Mother Ate My Dog, and who knows what's to come in 2023 for Your Mother Ate My Dog.
Yeah, we could have a new name. Cat Dad details later or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably not though.
No, I don't see a name change immediately in our future, but
I have been going back to the beginning of this episode. I have been paying attention to see if we got any sort of bump from that postcard you sent, and I don't think we have.
no.
And nobody's. I mean, Silent Night, Bloody Night did pretty well.
Oh, that's good
for a podcast, but I don't think it was because
no, I doubt it.
Because of that, which is whatever.
Well, to be fair, I mean, not a ton of people watch that show anyway. The biggest reason I think it continues to go on is because they have like a pretty big Patreon, like there's a lot of patrons, and that keeps it going. But there's not like in terms of views, they don't get like a crazy amount of views or anything like that.
Right, on YouTube anyways. Do they post that on their Patreon? Is it like they post it like a day before to the
I don't think so. No, they don't do it like that. No.
Sad.
Yeah.
All right, Jesse. Well, I'm going to go to bed for the last time in 2022.
The very last time. Well, it's been nice knowing you.
The last time in 2022.
I hope you get a rest easy.
Actually, this will come out before the end of the year, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Well, I wish you a happy holidays. I'm not sure if this will probably come out after Christmas. You think?
Yeah. It's after Christmas now for sure.
It's after Christmas, of course. Of course, we're not recording this in advance or anything like that. Well, I hope you had a nice Christmas. You got all the gifts you wanted, right?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. How many gifts I got?
Yeah, you got lots of gifts. I got lots of gifts. My favorite gift was that thing that I use.
We come from wealthy families. I did ask for a belt, but I have a feeling that I didn't get one. It's like the only thing I wanted, but I don't think anybody got me a belt.
You don't think they did?
I'm going to assume nobody got me a belt.
That's so weird. You think you would know, considering it's after Christmas right now?
All right, guys.
Okay.
We had a great time.
Totally. Wish to you and have a great night.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.